I guess you've been to a bowl game. How does it feel to kind of be going back with this group?
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, that's what you work for. Obviously you work for a national championship, but, a bowl game is, in that right direction. So, I mean, it's exciting. It's an opportunity to be out, with your best friends and, all your teammates at a different place. So, it's exciting.
Coach Aranda says he and the coaching staff don't really talk about like where you could go, where you could be. Like, do you? Do the players?
No, I mean, there's some players in the locker room like looking up like where we're gonna go, and every site says something different. So I haven't even looked it up. I don't even know where to look it up at. But I mean, we know that the more games you win, the better bowl game you get. So we're still trying to win out, and that's the plan. And so trying to get the best bowl game we can.
Certainly this week against Houston. What do they present? Seems like they have a pretty good defense. What are you preparing for them?
Yeah, definitely. Their front seven. They have outstanding and athletic defensive linemen as well as well-rounded linebackers. So it presents a challenge that we're extremely up to, and we're excited with our offense and the way we've been moving the ball. We're excited for a challenge up front.
What really clicked for you guys during that first bye week? Is there kind of a pivotal moment you can point to and say where we really stuck together in that moment?
I think it was just knowing that, we were a good team. We were losing all these one-score games, and that we knew once we put everything together on the field on Saturday, because we were doing that in practice, throughout the week, that people, young players as well as old players, would see like, okay, like we're good, like we're clicking on all cylinders. And Texas Tech was just the first time we put it on a national stage that we all clicked.
And I know the season isn't over yet, but do you feel like a lot of teams in y'all's position that are coming off a 3-9 season, you start 2-4, would have folded? And then what does that say about y'all's resiliency that you didn't?
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people would have folded. They would have been, threw in the towel after, week 4. They would have threw the towel in. I think it shows that the coaches really believe in us, and we have a belief in the coaches too, knowing that they're going to put us in the best position and give us the best, strategy to win the game.
And Coach Aranda mentioned that the emphasis on ball has changed a lot to put you on the position you are today. What does that look like on a culture perspective day to day?
Yeah, it started, winter, coming right back from the off season. It was football school from the jump. There was no kind of leading into it, like maybe we'll start in spring, or it was straight ball, and we knew that was the focus this year, and we knew that winning games was, at the top priority, it was at the peak of the mountain.
Certainly you wanted to get back to a bowl game for the team and all y'all, but like, was there a part of you that wanted to get there for Coach Aranda as well?
Oh, definitely. I love that guy. I love playing for Dave Aranda. I love everything that he stands for, and, the man that he's molded me, to be. And I want to see him here, and I want to come back, for alum games and see Aranda on the field, with his little glasses and his play sheet, screaming at the defense. Yeah, I love that. It fires me up. So of course I want to, go to a bowl game for Aranda.
How much do you enjoy those plays where you kind of motion in and y'all run up the middle with B-Wash or with Pendergrass?
Oh, yeah, I love it. It's a Trig. He'd love Trig, and he doesn't really like to do those plays a lot, but he does, and he's good at them. Mm-hmm. But, man, I get in those plays, and Spav, he's like, man, I've never, seen a tight end, duo like you and Trig. He goes, you love the running plays. I'm like, it's fun. I like getting a full force of speed and going to crack someone. It's pretty fun.
How much does Spav or Coach Baker really emphasize blocking for the receivers? Because that seems like an area that y'all have really improved this season.
Yeah, it's transition blocking, and we know that the ball can spray anywhere on the field, and it's at what point in time is your block going to be the touchdown block. You can see it on film that it's Hal Presley or it's Monterey Baldwin running downfield, catching up to B-Wash, to make a touchdown block. It's the biggest thing that the ball in this offense sprays everywhere. So it's one block away from being a 30-yard gain to a 60-yard touchdown.
Is that a mindset thing, or who really motivates y'all to make sure that happens in those games?
Yeah, I think it's a mindset thing, and I think it's something that you see other players do on film. And it starts with the O-lineman just running up to go pick up B-Wash off the ground if it's just a 4-yard gain, to the receivers blocking their tail off. And so then as a tight end, I'm like, okay, I can run down the field. Maybe not as fast as Monterey, but I can try to and make a block. But then I can also follow B-Wash and pick him up off the ground. So I think it's a mindset, and then seeing other players doing it, knowing you want to help your brother out.
You are a vertical threat in the college football game, right?
No. I haven't even looked at it. They haven't even updated me, I bet.
You certainly work in tandem a lot with the offensive line. What is the biggest difference that you see this year compared to last year with that group overall?
It's just nastiness. They want to maul people, and they want to hit you in the face, and they want to plant you into the earth. I think it's the biggest thing. And we didn't have that edge that Aranda talks about all throughout my 4 years, and we have that on the offensive line. And that's kind of where the edge starts for the whole team, the defensive line and the offensive line. So It's the biggest thing.
Where do you think that came from in that group?
I would say Omar. He's a big, addition to that. He gets everyone fired up, and he's a big yeller in practice and in the game, and trash talker. So I think Omar, and then I think Miller too has a big thing to do with it. He'll get after the players and he'll fire them up on the sideline. So.
How much have you seen Michael Trigg improve over the season?
Oh, a lot. I can't even think of a word. It's substantial, the amount of improvement he had. I mean, he's from running routes. He's probably one of the best route runners on our team, and even throughout the season, he's gotten a lot crisper. More kind of head fakes and whatnot. And then even in the blocking game, he's now extremely willing to throw his body in there and do some of the things that I do, just to switch up personnel. And it's awesome to see. And, he'll get fired up after blocks, and me and Coach Ashton are like, whoa, is that Trey getting fired up for a block? But it's cool to see. Love that guy.
How mad were you against TCU when that touchdown had to get wiped off the board with the little toss play?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was a little frustrating at the time, but then the play we actually scored on, I split flowed, and I hit their boundary in, and I smoked him, so it felt pretty good. Spav was all hugging me, and he was like, man, I'm sorry. I was like, it's okay. Like, at least we scored on, on a play that I got to, crack someone's head. So.
What's gotten into you over the last couple games here? I mean, 8 touchdowns, 2 games. That's pretty good. Are you feeling another level of confidence that you didn't know?
I am, and I think it's just been us as a team, as an offense, just picking up the little things, like whether it's the O-line making a hole a little bit bigger for me to run through, or whether it's me picking up my feet while I'm running through a hole or lowering my pad leverage. I just feel like we've been harping on the little things to be better.
Coming off a 3-9 season, how cool is it to clinch bowl eligibility?
It feels good. Last year I wasn't really with the team, and to be with them and to contribute to a bowl game, it feels pretty good.
Do you feel kind of snubbed that you weren't mentioned for any Big 12 Player of the Week honors?
I mean, no, I'm not really a big guy on the awards or anything. God knows what I'm capable of, and anybody else's opinion really doesn't matter to me.
Do you and the guys talk about where you could go as for a bowl game, or is that not part of your conversation?
We have talked a little bit about it, about playing maybe some SEC schools, or the schools that are doing good. It's a potential that we could play anybody, honestly. I just feel like making it to a good bowl game is a big accomplishment as well. That's something we got on our what you want to say, to-do list, I guess.
What really clicked for you guys during that first bye week? Is there kind of a moment you can point to where you guys really stuck together?
I can say really the coaches, they were just pouring into us in the bye week, harping on us, the little details, like I said. They know we had it in us, but it was just we needed them to push us a little bit more so we could see that we had the dog in us to do what we're capable of doing.
And once you start winning those close games, how much more confidence does that give y'all moving forward?
I feel like it gives you a lot of confidence, and that winning momentum is something serious. I never really realized it until I got to the collegiate level. I just feel like the team is just more. We're ready to play going into every week. Our practices are more hype. Everybody has energy. Everybody has juice, and everybody's just ready to go.
What are you expecting from Houston? They have a pretty good defense, all that stuff.
I just really started watching their defense. They got a real decent defense. I'm not really expecting anything as far as what they're gonna give me, but yeah, they're a solid team, and we just gotta prepare like we were playing anybody else. They're next on the schedule.
Were you that big of a receiving threat in high school? Because I know Franklin runs the ball a lot, but you've been kind of making an impact in the receiving game too.
In high school, my head coach, he'll throw in a little bit of pass games for me. I think I had my junior year, I maybe had 3 or 4 touchdowns, 7 receptions, something like that.
But how cool is it to make an impact at this level where you're mossing guys and making screens?
Honestly, I didn't think Sawyer was gonna throw that ball to me. I was a little bit gassed. I leaned on the guy, and as soon as I picked my head up, I seen the ball in the air, and I just had to go get it.
How much have you seen the O-line improve, especially during this winning streak the last couple of weeks?
To me, they've improved a lot, but I've been seeing the good they've been doing. It hasn't to people, it's been a big jump to them, but they've been doing it since the beginning of the season, I'll say. But it was just like the little things like I was talking about earlier, like whether it's making the hole bigger for me to run through or me picking up my feet, anything like that. I just feel like they gotten better at that.
Gavin was talking about maybe that offensive line being a little bit angrier. Where do you think that came from?
I think it comes from the winning momentum for sure. And Coach Miller, I love Coach Miller. Like in practice, the O-line not doing their job, he's on them. And like I feel like our teammates, we hold each other accountable. Like I would say last year I didn't really feel that, and like I feel like we've gotten closer to where we're able to talk to each other. Not any way we can, but like we know how to talk to each other and get us going.
How much do you enjoy those plays or running behind those plays where Gavin or Trig motion in and lead block for you?
I love it, like, cause once I get to the second level, and that's the second level block for the most part, the tight end wrapping around, coming kick it to me. Once I get to the second level and I see the end zone, like, I don't know, I just black out for some reason.